Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Encased, Part 3. Now, this is a blind playthrough, but if you've already finished this game or you're just further ahead than I am, don't worry about spoilers. I'm not one of those streamers who cares. In fact, I may ask you for spoilers. I would ask people, try to refrain from spoilers, unless I specifically ask for help. But I personally do understand sometimes the itch, as it were, to tell people something that you know. I'm fine with that. I don't care. So, I am your host, Iron Dragon. Quick reminder, if you're new to the channel and you'd like to support what I do, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's pick up where we left off, back out in the picnic neutral zone. Now, I have been warned not to go after the...
A girl in blue wing uniform is standing on the gas station's porch, leaning on a handrail, cradling a metal mug.
She's nowhere near any of the handrails.
She waves to you.
Hey, can I help you? I haven't seen you here before.
The blue readily offers her hand.
By the way, I'm Audrey Melville, and this is the Picnic Neutral Zone. We don't get involved in politics, we don't participate in conflicts, and we welcome any who respect our rules.
Anyway, I've been told not to go after the shop owner's leg, not without at least some companions and probably heavier firepower. Advice taken.
Audrey seems puzzled by this question.
This is the neutral zone. We don't participate in political games, and we don't approve of violence and banditry. If someone asks us for asylum, we'll protect them as long as they're in our territory. We also forbid gambling and prostitution. It's a tax-free zone for all trade operations, and all donations for the zone's general needs are voluntary. There are no other rules.
The girl wraps her hands around the mug again and glances over at you. She grins.
His granddaughter. Although sometimes I seem to be a sitter, a nanny, and an accountant. And a builder, and a cook, and just about anything, really.
Audrey gestures broadly around the gas station.
I spend my days here, fixing stuff up, selling CPS, gas, batteries. I also cook for everyone. And you know, we get quite a crowd around here sometimes. Everyone gets everything they need. So what do you need?
Audrey wrinkles her forehead.
Yes, there is something. There's a problem with cockroaches in the nearby swamp. Specifically, that there's too many of them. Can you deal with that? I'll show you the coordinates.
She pulls out her kairos.
Okay, so why are they bothering you?
Blue doesn't respond right away.
It's about the building they're about here. We can set up an outpost there if Maelstrom gets completely out of control. It doesn't threaten the gas station, since the apple tree protects us. But if crowds of madmen start showing up, we won't be able to hold the picnic. Then the fortress in the swamp will be our only hope of salvation.
Okay.
Audrey puts the mug on the table.
Then go. Picnic will be grateful to you.
She points somewhere on the other side of the wall.
Well, there's the swamp. Why, what'd you expect? That's about all we got here in the way of sights.
Oh, goody.
The swamp's actually very interesting. I think there's someone living back there or something.
She lowers her voice for some reason. Melville leaves the mug and takes out a key.
Let me open the workshop and I'll show you what I've got.
Okay, let's see. A personal teleporter, huh? Well, there's probably quite a few things I could sell. I see that it's including everything that's in my personal box, too. Well, let's see. 9 handgun cartridge casings, huh? She does have quite a little bit of everything, doesn't she? Well, let's see. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Oh, we'll start with that. Okay, let's add a few things to the box. Oh, I have a spare shovel I can get rid of, too. Don't think I'm going to be wearing the office outfit again anytime soon, but... Well, let's see. Transfer the tape, transfer the eggs. We'll transfer that for now. Oh, goody. Another shovel. Oh, let's see. Can make more lockpicks if I want. Can grab some of those plastics, but I don't have the robot charging skill for that. Harpoon ability is required for use. Unfortunately, there are no whales under the dome, but there are enough unpleasant individuals who can be harpooned without a twinge of conscience. Let's see. Fiber optic cable and hacking software packages and plastics. Okay. There we go. Now I have one Turing A5 auto hacker. In theory, if I could find more fiber optic cables, I could make more of them. But I have this one. It'll have to do. Oh, goody. A small, dark-skinned guy bundled up in a worn-out jacket. His badge reads Emmer Dogan. A skinny hand sticks out from under his clothes, holding a steaming omelet wrapped in a bannock. Yeah, it was might. Like those rocks, requires might 8. The sentry chews absently, gazing towards the misty swamp. No thanks. All he has is a bolt.
See you again soon.
Audrey puts down the cup. Melville leaves.
Ah. Well. First off, she can have those. Hello, Mary. Well, that doesn't get me anything. Oh well. So let's see, said the blind man. That's cool. There we go. Only reason I bothered crafting the extra shotgun shells and the extra bullets, experience. Wish this made it easier for me to rearrange my inventory as well. Yeah, that's gonna happen. I remember I remember one of my friends having a cat by the name Underfoot, and after he had Underfoot neutered, Underfoot wouldn't come near him for a month. It's like, I know what you did to my balls. Makes sense. Oh, here comes the fun bit. Rearranging my own inventory. And also... Oh, wait, it does have, well, sorting by size, which is not what I really wanted, but it'll do. I suppose I can leave behind those 2 key cards, too. Well, no, probably not. They're quest items. And probably don't weigh anything. Nyx is passed out on the chair. I think she's been outside most of the day, though. Okay, let's see what we've got in the way of quests. There's the Maelstrom signals. New codex entry. Nyx, I'm pretty sure she has, by her previous owners. First off, I think she's a lot older than she looks, because, well, remember I mentioned that her front paws have been declawed, but her rear paws, her claws don't fully retract, and that's not uncommon among older cats because of tendon problems as they grow older. So she may be older than she looks. Also, out of all the cats in the area, she hasn't been in heat once. So, or at least not as long as I've known her. And she's been staying with me long enough that she would have gone into heat at least once. I don't know. She won't let me roll her over. She doesn't trust me that much yet to expose her belly to me. For that matter, she won't let me touch her paws. Let's see, what do I have? Got the Maelstrom signals. Oh, side quest, the poisoned well. Okay. Oh, the parasites. Okay. Whoop. Let's pin that. Oh, haven't talked to this guy. Don't you just love how you can trade with the guy who's sleeping? It's like, I'll let you have that for 14 credits. Just snoring away and talking to you. Why do I have a sneaking feeling about that? Well, where's my damn bolts? Oh. Codex upgraded. Third group prevalence anomaly, second class hazard. Presumed function, disinfectant, security system element, cooking unit. The anomalous area condenses liquid from the air, heats it up, and emits it as a jet of vapor under pressure. In other words, don't walk here unless you like getting charboiled. Well, the radiation on the skeleton can be dealt with. Matches. Electrical equipment. Of course, out here, never underestimate the value of a plain old ordinary box match. Or stick match, excuse me. Damaged battle machine, a Mobius, mobile biomechanical sentinel. Though currently inactive with vitals significantly lower than normal, the possibility of reactivation remains. Well, the question is, friendly reactivation or dangerous reactivation? Carlos Ramirez, Blue Wing Magellan Station electrician, cause of death, old age. Cause of radioactivity, haven't a clue. There we go. Radiation solved. Oh, might also help if I... Yeah, but that's not too bad. Besides which, I've got like... several containers of water back in my chest. Yes, coming closer. Maybe switch weapons. I suspect something. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Goody! And I'm dead. I love how he's out of range of a point-blank shot. Isn't that just cool? But also too close for a regular shot. Okay, yeah, this is not going to work. Not with this weapon. Yeah, it's a pain. As much use as that came into for me. Let's see. Well, somehow I don't think I'm going to be finishing this quest just this second. Well, actually, there is one possibility. No, okay. You can't use robot repair to reactivate that. And I'm not sure I'd want to, but that may be the trick to actually doing any serious combat at this stage, unless I come across a more powerful weapon. Or some sort of rifle. With armor-piercing rounds.
Hello again. Goodbye.
Well, geez, don't sound so hostile. I am doing what you want. Probably not. Oh, hey. Didn't notice these. Let's see. Can we scan them? Yes, we can. And those are Wolpers, huh? Leporidae, huh? Okay. Yeah. One male and one female Wolper. And in case anyone was wondering, Leporidae is the family that includes rabbits. So those are basically 130 pound mutated killer rabbits. A lean and tanned middle-aged woman with a huge rifle raises a finger to her lip, staring at you with deep black eyes. Shh! Be quiet. You'll scare them off. Dislike is apparent in her gaze. How awful that CRONUS is gone, right? No quotas for pest hunting, no fines for shooting in an inhabited area. Who knew the world would keep turning without their bureaucracy? My father used to say, Dora Paulson, one day you'll be the best hunter in New England. Just give yourself some time. She abruptly tenses, throws up the gun, and aims into the bushes nearby. A shot blasts through the quiet. The white lowers her smoking rifle. Got him. I hope it wasn't another Wolper. Rest in peace, old pal. You were damn bad at chess, but damn good in drinking and damn good overall. Can't scan it, though, and I'm kind of hesitant to dig up someone's grave. Just saying. Okay, it's just... I thought I remembered searching those last time, I just wasn't 100% sure. Well, before I leave the zone, I might want to come back here and at least grab my psi amplifier. Even though he's not a particularly powerful psionic, it's also grab that mine clearance kit, just in case. And grab those Cops with Guns magazines. That plus 20 temporarily might just save my ass. I do have that tactical rifle. My problem is not having a whole lot of rifle rounds for it. But I'll bring it with anyway.
Audrey puts down the cup.
You seem to like it here. By the way, merchants often come through. You can sometimes get cheap stuff from them. Well, or from me. I also trade.
Cleaning rod, that might come in useful. But she doesn't have any shells for the rifle. Unless you want to make your own bullets. Yay. Well, fine. Hopefully I grabbed the right stuff this time. Yeah. Only problem is... Okay. Wonderful. The only thing that was good for was experience, because this tactical rifle uses a handgun cartridge. I should have checked that. That's my fault. Not sure what good changing my personal information would do unless it lets me change my apparent affiliation to a different branch. Quite possibly, but I'm not about to pay 500 bonds to do it. And I don't have anywhere close to the hacking skill needed to do it that way. Yeah, I have a feeling it might be related to something like that. No way to be sure, but without actually using it. But if it lets you respec, then that'd be something. But yeah, Nyx was a little bit of a nuisance earlier today. She's passed out on the back of the chair right now, but this morning, she's like, I want out. She'd go out for about 2 hours. Let me in. Takes a drink of water. Let me out. Then about 2 hours later, let me in. Goes and takes a drink of water. Let me out. It's like she was coming in for like 30 seconds just so she could drink. Okay, well, let's go over to Magellan Station. Ooh, unknown. Check it out. You cautiously approach and listen. There's not a sound to be heard. However, you notice something painted on the barracks wall. 2 human silhouettes, but white instead of black. They're very true to life, a man and a woman squirming in agony. The man seems to be shielding himself with his arms, and the woman is hiding behind him. You don't learn anything from touching the shadow. You scratch it with a fingernail, but the paint doesn't peel. Either it's high-quality paint, or these aren't stencils at all, but a type of print produced by some photoemissive effect. The hab pod looks quite new, although one of the windows is broken and the front door is ajar. You crack the door open a little wider and immediately smell ozone. Somewhere a clock is ticking. The sound is like the pounding of a hammer in the deathly silence. You look inside but don't see any clocks. In fact, the house is surprisingly empty. Either some looters came through or it wasn't ever lived in. There are no personal belongings and the shelves and drawers are empty. It looks like a film set or one of those fake houses erected on nuclear weapon test sites. The haunting sound of the clock is making you sick. Leave. You're relieved to exit the hab pod and continue your journey. The ticking and mysterious silhouettes will haunt your imagination for a long time. Well, keep traveling. The blue is staring meditatively at the concrete wall. He scratches his head as he thinks out loud. Well, the old cables can't handle all these cameras, so a replacement is due. Here and here. Yeah. Uh-huh. Pulling a pencil from behind his ear, he scratches something down in his notebook. Maybe not. But the game hasn't really given me much in the way of any other useful hints about where to go. Don't have the lock picking for that. Good day, CRONUS employee. Check the messages. Nothing happens. The terminal's frozen. Well, Somehow I'm not entirely surprised, but... Oh dear. That doesn't look good. Anomaly 516, Electra. First group prevalence anomaly, second class hazard. Presumable function, computer network cluster, security system element, lamp. The discharge voltage reaches millions of volts. The current is 500 milliamps. Ionizing radiation detected. In other words, you get tasered and a jolt, basically. So, is it worth trying to maneuver around this? Isolator engineer gloves. Galactic Adventures of Captain Laser magazine. 1 high capacity power cell and electrical equipment. Take it all. 136 experience. All the cars around here are old and rusty, but this truck, although broken, looks brand new and shiny like it just got off a conveyor belt. There's something wrong with its shadow. Really? Well, I can't use it or interact with it as far as I can tell, so...
I'm stuck in here.
Well, before I see what I can do about that, I need to turn that radio off. I keep forgetting to turn off that alarm. I'm just not interested in listening to hip-hop. Be right back. Well, Nyx apparently likes Cardi B about as well as she likes Lady Gaga. She covered up her ears and tried not to listen.
And I was starting to get bored.
The technician clasps your hand for a sweaty, overlong shake. Wow, thanks. I'd have been stranded here if it wasn't for you. It seems like everybody needs something all the time, but when you need something, there's no one around. I have a spare battery on me, decommissioned, but it still works. Take it, please. He looks you gratefully in the eye. Psh, all he has is a bolt. Thank him and move away.
Nice chat.
Well, that's something. Who's this dude? The technician tiredly wipes his sweaty forehead, then tosses his cap on the floor and tramples it. Oh, for heck's sake, Wayers, you piece of dog crap. You blew everything, you stinking wino. No directions, no money, no jack crap. I should have left for Carmine Heights with the guys. When he's done letting off steam, the blue picks up his cap and dusts it off. He squints at you but says nothing and returns to his work. And again, all he has is a bolt, so... have a feeling at some point we'll find out just who and what he was talking about. Hey, if you need an off-the-books electron, talk to Lindbergh. Don't know where he gets them, but he can sort you out. But you didn't hear it from me, right? Well, got a shiv, 2 shear blades, and 7 nails. He winks and returns to his custodial duties as if nothing had happened. Okay. The black with the dreamy smile is talking to himself in a slurred voice. An entire surveillance service, and the boss's chair is empty so far. Wish that was my chair, that'd be fun. Ignoring you, he takes a long pull from his flask. $90. Well, I don't need it that badly. A man in Blue Wing uniform is standing in Magellan Station's empty parking lot. Frozen in an unmistakable position, he's urinating right down on his feet. Yeah, I think I'll wait until he finishes. Having wrapped up his affairs, the Blue turns around, stares at you, and hiccups in surprise. Oh, darn. Hey. Weaving drunkenly, he approaches and shakes your hand confidently. His fingers are wet. Ew. Damn it, he says again, dazedly examining his palm. Attempting to apologize for his behavior, he pats you on the shoulder with the same wet hand. Excuse me there, Chief. It happens. Staggering wildly, he returns to his previous spot and stops to sway in place with hands on his hips, as proud as a conqueror surveying his domain. You know, that entire thing reminds me of a joke about a college graduate from MIT and a college graduate from Harvard are in the same bathroom together, and the guy from Harvard can't resist clapping at the guy from MIT, and he says, at Harvard they taught us to wash our hands after we use the bathroom. And the guy from MIT claps back. At MIT, they taught us not to piss on our hands.
I hate cars. Piece of junk. Start.
Experimental car hood with an experimental CPS engine. Stands for compact power source. It looks like a glowing rod. Oh, what a coincidence. I happen to have one of those.
Hiya.
A White Wing employee is standing near a car with the hood up, clutching a thick book to his chest. His badge says Giampiero Stalvardi, Therapist. The book says Jupiter Moon Repair Guide. You. I bet you know a thing or two about cars. Could you help me out? Sure. I thought so. You're a miracle. His manic smile remains fixed in place. His eyes gleam wetly as if he's a little bit high. Folks are like, oh, Giampiero, do you want to try an experimental engine? Said it would be an amazing ride, but so far all I've got is an amazing breakdown. Giampiero's mouth stretches into a broad smile again, his perfect teeth gleaming. They're messing with me. They're like, you can find parts in any warehouse, but how am I even supposed to know what I need? I'm sure that you know. You do know, right? Just kidding. I'm positive you know. I do know what the problem is.
Bye-bye.
Red Jupiter Moon 72. If you look under the hood, you find a small, shoddily made piece of machinery, a rotor with a mesh body into which a glowing wire-wrapped rod has been inserted. It looks nothing like an engine, but this device should set the vehicle in motion. Repair it with a new CPS. The new CPS glows much more brightly than the old. As soon as you insert a new rod in the rotor, the device begins spinning weakly on its axis, and an orange telltale on the body lights up. There you go.
Hi there.
Stalvardi looks under the hood with interest. Oh, the engine. That's the culprit behind my suffering. It's too bad I know nothing about mechanics, but I'm sure glad you do. How are things going? Tell him I installed a new CPS and the car's in working order. Giampiero throws his hands in the air. Seriously? Seriously? You are a lifesaver. The White gets into the car and turns the key in the ignition. The car starts. Stalvardi's wall to light is obvious, even above the roar of the muffler. Giampiero cuts the engine and jumps out of the car. You are amazing. If this were the Middle Ages, you'd be burned at the stake for sure. Here, take it. It's for you. Please accept my gratitude. Agilum capsules, a med kit, +5 relationship with the White Wing, which I think puts my reputation... Yeah, reputation with White is 30 now. Well, there are at least a few things I can do here. See, in that case, it mentioned a CPS engine, and I'm like, wait a minute, I have a CPS in my inventory. A bottle in the broken toilet. Well... On the bright side, double doors around the back. On the bright side, at least it wasn't bricks, like in half the toilets in We Happy Few. Dirt. Springs and some glue. Take it. Nothing in the metal locker. Crowbar in the toolbox. Might be useful. Another bottle in the toolbox, or the metal box rather. An ordinary backpack. I'm not sure I'll take it. Now, I'm absolutely certain I don't have the skill to pick that. Uh-uh. $60? I'll take that. Dolly Lamb, huh? Search the flower pot just in case. Hey, you never know. I found some money in some of those. Click.
Is this recording? Yeah. Test run. Long ago I bought a tape recorder from the Phalanx folk. You get pretty much anything from it. Where do they get all that stuff? Anyway, I got bored and decided to keep an audio diary. Otherwise, with no caravans from Phalanx or Carmine Heights, there's no one to inspect. I'm just sitting around all day. Maybe later I'll start reviewing the political situation or something like that. I don't know. Of course, I should be catching thieves in the warehouse or residential block. Got plenty of those. Okay, I'll record something else.
Actually, on second thought, I will take the backpack just because it'll make a useful trade for someone.
What do you want?
She gives you a grim look. Traveler, huh? If you see Nakamura, tell her that her best efforts have produced nothing but shit over here. It was no picnic in the first place, but now it's even worse. Hand-to-hand technical manual, 3 lucky cookies, and a pack of cigarettes. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I do want to check out that latte coffee machine. Ah, so that's what's supposed to happen. Well, I mean, of course you're supposed to get coffee, but I was thinking maybe I can get some parts for the other coffee machine, or... Yeah, can't open that. Garage door's locked. Muffled click of buttons. That's not helpful at all.
Well,
The stranger bounces back and turns his flashlight on you. Herman, what the... Hey, who the hell are you? Politely ask if he can repair the elevator. Okay, get on the elevator and I'll send you on your way. I'm going to switch the electricity on now. The elevator will move as soon as you reach the... The pile of cases behind him collapses with a crash. One of the containers falls open, and a small glowing object bounces out onto the floor. The blue stares helplessly at the thing, then back at you. I didn't take them, it was Herman. Yeah, Herman's the thief. Ah, screw it. The blue pulls the monkey wrench from his belt and deliberately steps towards you. Conviction, intimidation, or charm? Either tell him you're new to the station and don't care about his schemes, tell him you'll strangle him, dismember him, and pack the pieces into the cases behind his back, or tell him you've always dreamed of meeting a real badass smuggler. I'll go with conviction. The elevator panel's over there. Flip the switch and the elevator will work. Don't just stand there, go. Not until I've searched the rest of this, though. Thank you. Nothing in that. There's a stack of equipment. There's the equipment. Nothing there. He won't let me open the relic case. Knew it. As soon as she went over to the kitchen, I knew Nix was about to be begging to be let out again. Be right back. Good thing it's still slightly warm out there or she wouldn't want to go outside. It's about 45 right now, but it's supposed to get down to around 28, 29 tonight.
how can I help?
Ah, well.
Be kind, please. Don't touch this. It's mine.
Floor level, -1. Lobby.
$5 in a flower pot, again.
Hello.
Well, a young woman in a silver wing uniform is sitting in front of you. Her badge reads Elizabeth McLean, Administrator. She smiles in a friendly manner as you approach. Hello, welcome to Magellan Station, the last stronghold of civilization under the dome. Would you like to register? Well, I'd like to see how much money you have. And I'd like to give you a shovel. And a backpack. Oh, you don't have that much. I love this. It's like, here's a shovel. Can I have that $20, please? Actually, can I have even more? There we go. You have an almost dead CPS and a shovel. And I have more money. I'm afraid only registered citizens are allowed to enter Magellan Station. According to the rules, only people with a Selectron are subject to registration, utters Elizabeth. I'd like to register. Great, let's begin your journey to a fully fledged human citizen. She folds the documents neatly. Sorry, that's an outdated form, and this one is for oranges. There, found it. In accordance with Decree 332-29, a brief history lecture is required before registration. The first expeditions under the dome began in the summer of 1971. Those who participated... I'll listen carefully. The lecture isn't all that bad. It summarizes the main points and events from a large period of time, but is nevertheless extremely informative. You learn not only about the first settlements under the dome, but also receive some practical information. For example, the facts that stamps and signatures can be received from head and departments, and that dangerous relics should be delivered to White Wing after filling in form number 1.7.9. When she's finished, Elizabeth smilingly hands you a piece of paper. The briefing is complete. I hope you memorized everything. Please take this registration form to the second window.
It was nice chatting.
Talk to Edward McKenzie.
Hiya.
A young man in Silver Wing uniform is sitting in front of you. He's busy writing something, but perks up as soon as he sees you. He drops his pen and instead of picking it up, adjusts his badge. It reads Edward McKenzie, trainee. Oh, all he has is a piece of cloth. Nah. Continue. Oh, hello, you're here for registration, aren't you? Let me welcome you. No, wait, we're not at that point yet. Edward squints at a paper describing various scenarios and their associated text. Pass on the registration form. Well, so initial registration, briefing. Oh, that's it, you should have already received the briefing at the first window. Now you have to do an easy test consisting of 3 questions. Are you ready? So, yes. Here are the questions. Question number 1. Which year did the first settlers begin their work on the dome? 1971. Yes, you answered correctly. The next question. What form do you need if you find an unregistered relic? Form 1.7.9. I'm afraid that's wrong. Oh, hell. Sorry, you gave the correct answer. The young man hastily scratches out his X and writes a check mark instead. So, next question. Who should you go to for stamps and signatures after receiving form number 9.4.1? The head of the department? Yes, you answered correctly. The test is finished. You may go. Wait. I have to give you the second briefing. Mackenzie adjusts his collar in a businesslike manner, glances at his list of prompts a couple more times, and starts the briefing, struggling to keep his voice steady. So, yes, hello, future citizen. Let me begin my briefing with... Hell, what do I begin with? Barely controlling his anxiety, he finally proceeds to the briefing, which is riddled with opaque phrases. It's utter bureaucratic rubbish. Edward keeps blushing, tripping over his words, and blushing even harder. Please note that in the case of contact with any enemy, it is recommended to follow the General Military Instructions 7th edition. The only exception is impact with FOPs. Contact with them must be avoided at all costs. He raises his finger up. Finished with the briefing text, the trainee sighs heavily and sits back in his chair. Whew, that's the end of my briefing. Please go to the first window. Oh dear. Oh dear, yes, I almost forgot. Give me your registration form, please. I have to sign it. Edward returns the form and falls back in his chair again.
Nice chatting.
And I was starting to get bored.
Marvelous. After one more test, you'll be registered. Shall we? Question number 1. What ensures our civilization at Magellan? What guarantees the steady operation of all parts of this complicated yet reliable mechanism? The right answer is bureaucracy. Great. Ready for the next question? As a future citizen of Magellan, what will you do about various dangerous elements such as the infamous FOPS gang? Avoid them at all costs. Quite right. And here's the final question. How do you evaluate the work of Elizabeth McLean and her trainee Edward Mackenzie? Excellent. 10 out of 10. Excellent. Another correct answer. And the test is done. Congratulations. From now on, you are a full-fledged citizen. You may enter and exit Magellan Base freely and bring guests if you wish. Remember our rules, and I guarantee your stay here will be as pleasant and comfortable as you could hope. Welcome aboard. Having finished her passionate speech, Elizabeth casually produces some papers and begins to fill them in as if you weren't there. Ta-da! Looks like a special public terminal to educate people on the history of the new committee. Hello, employee. Enter a command to open the desired menu item. NC History, learn how the new committee was founded, or log out. The system redirects you to a neat table of contents. Judging by the article titles, this collection includes not only the history of the new committee, but also that of the CRONUS Foundation. Below is a list of commands. Entry 1, Discovery of the Dome and the First Settlers. Entry 2, The Incidents. Entry 3, The Emergence of the New Committee. Entry 4, Project Emulator. The dome's discovery in 1971 was a result of pure chance. An airplane strayed off course and crashed into an invisible yet incredibly sturdy construction clearly not of human design. This enigmatic structure was named the Dome, and an international scientific team was assembled shortly thereafter to study it. Early observations quickly yielded a lot of useful information. The dome was built with an unknown class of indestructible matter, and a sizable aperture was discovered at the apex. It soon became apparent that a discovery of this scale required a completely new approach. On the basis of the first research group's findings, the CRONUS Foundation was formed. Its goal was the exploration and colonization of the dome for the benefit of science and humanity. Although one of the first findings was that living organisms cannot safely exit the dome, CRONUS never faced a shortage of willing volunteers. A group of engineers and scientists formed the first team of pioneers, hereinafter referred to as the First Settlers. The First Settlers entered the dome via helicopter and set up camp on a mountain ridge. The exact position of their settlement is currently unknown. In 1976, the Nashville facility was destroyed by a gigantic, previously unseen psychic anomaly. The anomaly then began moving towards Concord Station. The decisive and inspired actions of Kimiko Nakamura's administration saved hundreds of lives. The employees were successfully evacuated to more northern bases despite the tough conditions. At that point, staff from all under the world had already relocated under the dome. Over 30,000 employees were engaged in building and sustaining a smoothly functioning scientific and transportation infrastructure. The anomaly, which was later named Maelstrom, destroyed the Concord Station and the Spire transport hub, leaving the inhabitants of the dome completely disconnected from the outside world. After the incident, comprehensive reorganization was needed to preserve order, combat the effects of the disaster, and survive. Since CRONUS's corporate structure could not meet the challenges of a post-incident dome, the new committee was formed from the remnants of CRONUS. The new committee's board unanimously chose Kimiko Nakamura as the first chair because of her competence, sound judgment, and personal heroism during the evacuation. Shortly after her election, Nakamura assembled a task force of scientists and engineers to find a way to reconnect with the outside world, to protect humanity from Maelstrom and prevent its further expansion beneath the dome. Created by order of Nakamura, the Emulator project was intended to take control of Maelstrom's destructive energy. A research team led by physicist Henrietta Russo began work on a device capable of providing contact and, in the long term, control of Maelstrom. Despite the huge success of the initial phase, the Emulator project soon faced a number of difficulties. New committee leadership was forced to make major political concessions to attract Carmine Heights engineering staff. They also needed to bring church technologies on board. Members of Phalanx and inhabitants of the Picnic Neutral Zone were also involved in this work. Initial tests with the emulator were a failure, forcing Russo to make several changes in the technology. She realized the device required an operator, someone with remarkable psi resistance, to make contact with Maelstrom. And of course, I already have a feeling that the quote-unquote someone with remarkable psi resistance is you. Well, no, it's someone else, but this person turned out to be a former employee of the CRONUS Foundation. He witnessed the incident and spent 24 months in stasis, waking up at Nashville facility in autumn 1978. Okay, so it is you. This individual, dubbed the employee, became a key member of the project. From that point on, every success and failure of the Emulator project would be associated with him. Welcome under the dome. This is your new home now and for the foreseeable future. Think I've already read that, so I'm not going to bother again. Aha. Well, I didn't, somehow. Of course, that might mean that a lot of this is off limits to me, because I can't get to any of the doors, except the main elevator. Well, let's go there. We've done a few things here. Let's see, how am I doing? 19,600 XP out of 21,000. Not terrible. There's rats somewhere.
The hum in your head that's accompanied you from the moment you left Nashville and had almost fallen silent since suddenly returns. Barely able to stay on your feet, you look around. The road took you to a strange slum of rusty iron roofs. Above them, you can clearly see a faintly glowing column of blue light, just like in the first vision that visited you shortly after you awoke. Somewhere in these slums is the unknown, but apparently important goal of your journey.
Roy Oldie, huh?
Come on in. The city's already under...
The soldier's face is wrapped in a neckerchief to protect it from sand, and his eyes are hidden from behind sunglasses. His entire uniform is coated in desert dust, and the letters on the metal badge are barely readable. Roy Oldie, Guard.
I'm all ears.
Are you from the city? It's already under quarantine, but being silver, you ought to get a room. Ask what kind of room he's talking about. What kind of room? Any kind. Silvers are a local elite, after all. All you need to do is give the order.
Goodbye.
A dirty and exhausted-looking woman in a white wing uniform rushes up to you. She clutches your hand in a death grip.
You're my last hope. Please, 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 please.
The woman stares at you imploringly. Katarzyna Belitskaya, relic registration specialist, is printed on her faded badge.
Ask what she wants.
She hugs you so fiercely that for a second you forget how to breathe.
Thank you. I just know you're a good person. If you won't help me, nobody will, and I'll just die. Die here, amongst these.
Katarzyna pulls herself together.
I've been banished from the city. From Magellan. They took my selectron and stripped me of my citizenship. No one wants to help. Everyone's afraid they'll end up like me. All because of that damn Nakamura and her loss.
Belitskaya looks upon you with new hope.
But you'll help me for sure, won't you? I need to get to Magellan, and you can lead me there. You have a selectron, I see it. It's hanging right there by your belt.
Ask how they could banish someone from Magellan.
Katarzyna obviously doesn't understand your question.
What do you mean, how? They took my selectron and threw me out into the desert. It really is that simple.
Well, I have the brains and perception for either one of these. Tell Katarzyna you know she's lying. Her gestures and expressions make it obvious.
Her wife frowns bitterly. She's not happy to be caught in her lie.
Well, it wasn't exactly like that. There was a trial, and I was offered either prison or loss of citizenship. What was I supposed to do? Go to jail? I'd never survive being locked up with a bunch of oranges.
Katarzyna flings her hands in the air desperately.
Ask why she lost her
The white
citizenship.
face falls, and she hurriedly looks away.
It's these new rules they've enacted. Commit any offense at all, and you're no longer a full rights member of society.
Charm forward, you calm her down. Whatever you did, whatever she did, you won't judge.
Through her nose.
I forged the documents, that's all. Documents. Okay, frankly, I've been forging them the whole time. It's nothing big, just bumping up the rarity ranking on relics. A lot of relics. So I would get more money.
She frowns, considering.
Please don't think I'm that kind of person. My boss taught me to do it before the incident. He talked me into it. Told me it was the right thing to do. For the sake of science. I was so confused.
Find out who Nakamura is.
Surprised by this, Katarzyna smiles nervously. She seems to think you're kidding.
Are you serious? Are you a time traveler by any chance? Or maybe you've been in stasis the last few years. Kimiko Nakamura usurped power from the committee right after the incident. Now we all live by her rules.
Okay. Ask her to specify what she means by usurped.
Maya looks away.
Well, she didn't literally seize power. When Maelstrom appeared, communication with the outside vanished and the spire collapsed. No one knew what to do. Kimiko organized the evacuation of Concord. She accommodated the staff in Magellan. Of course, CRONUS' board voted to make her chairwoman. What does it matter how she came to power anyway? She gets to strut around like a big boss and people like me suffer.
Katarzyna flings her hands up desperately.
So what do you specifically want?
Right, taps the Selectron hanging by her belt.
Please, guide me to Magellan. I just need to get to the station.
I'm willing to help, but not for free.
Katarzyna nods without enthusiasm.
Yes, I get it. No one would help for free. How much do you want?
I'll leave it to your discretion.
She smiles.
All right. You'll be no worse off in any case.
She looks back at the city behind the wall.
So do we have a deal? Come on. I can't wait to return to Magellan.
Soon Junktown will be packed tight.
But first, things to do. At least I temporarily have a companion here. Ah, beautiful. The power of shared inventory. Well, what a coincidence I picked that up. Mariner boots. Why do I have a feeling that this safe is going to be locked and I'm not going to have the skill for it? Oh, it's not locked because the only thing that's in it is dirt. Okay. Well. Cannot be used by companion. Okay. Cute. Salt and a regent box again. Psionic weapons technical manual for upgrades. Onions, eggs, and ham. Which is pretty much exactly what I need to make more of that pulled pork. 3 more of those candies. More cigarettes. This man is grimacing all the time and his shoulders never stop twitching. He doesn't seem to be in control of his own body. What? The whites gave me 100 for those experiments. Don't regret nothing. If you're jealous, the lab's over there beside the stage. He tries to point for you, but his arm ends up describing a large figure 8 in the air. Okay, leave him. Talk to Rhonda here. A tanned woman with short sun-bleached hair stands before you. A pair of radio headphones, usually worn by phalanx fighters, hangs around her neck. She regards you with half-lidded eyes. 2 lockpicks, don't need them. Move away. Talk to Don. The mighty man gives you a desultory glance. He's twirling a glass of whiskey in his hand. His badge reads Don Spencer.
He says thickly, around the stub of his cigar.
While awaiting your answer, he stretches his large hands until every knuckle cracks. 65? Well, here's a mop. Or a broom, anyway. And here, have some soap. You might need it. And here's some cigarettes. I don't smoke.
The silver gives you a cursory glance.
I represent the phalanx. Is that all?
Ask him what the phalanx is.
Nurse. Soldiers.
Spencer laconically replies, as if every word cost him a calm bond.
I'd like to learn more.
Reluctantly takes the cigar out of his mouth.
We're running caravans. Making money. Fighting Nakamura's monopoly on power.
Ask how to get into the
This is in
camp.
the south. Maelstrom's there now. You won't get through it.
Spencer frowns.
He takes another drag on his cigar and falls silent, meaning he'll say nothing more. I don't want to talk to anyone from the church just yet. Worker's belt. Daedalus boots. Ace Griffin hard-boiled thriller paperback. I'll take it. Another supply barrel. More eggs and potatoes. More potatoes and water.
Good day.
You're a stranger. Ask him who he is. Kurt Spengler. I'm what passes for the sheriff here. I make sure no hooligans make trouble around here. Ask him what this place is. Have you been sleeping in a cave for the last 2 years? These are the slums. Or Schittsburg, as I like to call it. The outskirts of the city, the only official settlement inside the dome. He gives out a whistle. If you're not lying, you can take that tale of yours straight to Nakamura. Knowing her, I can say she'd definitely be interested in. Ask him what there is to do around here. There's not much in the way of entertainment. You can always wander the streets bothering people with stupid questions. Is that a hint, or sort of a clapback at the game genre itself? There's a bar, and also the cave under the bar, where people sometimes beat on each other in the spirit of sportsmanship and money. You can watch or take part if you're interested, although something tells me you need something more serious. He pauses meaningfully. You raise your eyes to find Kurt examining you. Spengler runs his hand over his thin red hair. I'll get straight to the point. A local guy left Junktown and moved to the caves just after this quarantine business began. He founded some kind of a commune there beyond the reach of the new committee's laws. What's wrong with that, you might ask? I'll tell you. Bad rumors about that cave. Many left to live there, but only a few return now and then for supplies, and always the same ones. I've long since realized Kurt returns to his table again. Dude, you're standing out in the street. Where the hell is the table? I've long since realized what it means to be sheriff here. This is the new committee. You need a written confirmation for everything, or you get into so much crap that you won't ever wash it off. I can't set foot there, but you? You're a different case. Oh, and by the way, officially I didn't tell or offer you anything. Let's just say you're an observant citizen who happens to like caves, right? Ask him what changed during those 2 years. Well, we've got the new committee now, but with old weaknesses. They rebranded after the incident, though everything only got worse in my opinion. That caste system of theirs, as a former Orange, I can say some of the blacks and silvers are a little bit too much in love with the new order. Bureaucracy, whistleblowing, bribes. In short, it's almost like some kind of post-apocalyptic dystopia here. Or shitopia, more like. Ask him if absolutely everything is crap. Well, I'm not the one to complain. I turned out lucky. Doing the odd favors for Nakamura, the other guys, there are some decent folk. You just got to give way to them. Ask him how to get into the city so you can talk to her. Well, though the proverbial Leviathan is rotting, as Hobbes would say, access is still rigorously controlled. I'm afraid you're stuck in this shithole till the end of the quarantine. He pats you on the shoulder reassuringly. Ask who Nakamura is. She's the head of the new committee. She's mostly all right. This hell of ours isn't her fault. It's her advisors in competition throwing sand in her gears all the time. What else can I say? She's beautiful, though she's also one eye short of a set.
See you later.
New quest added. Search the trash container. Search the other trash container. Nothing. Oh, and while I'm at it... Okay, she already has boots. So I can probably sell off the other set of Mariner boots. Can't open the cell door to get all that stuff. Latest developments. On Tuesday they said Maelstrom began to expand. No one in the city expects anything good to come of this. Nakamura stated that the city should be closed to non-citizens, and the number of patrolmen in Junktown should be doubled. An influx of refugees is expected. Junktown is restless. There haven't been any robberies or fighting. My guys know what they're doing, but the atmosphere itself is depressing. There's a lot of negativity, and it's hard to tell rumors from useful information. I'm starting to understand why Nakamura ordered the city closed. She's trying to avoid a panic. By the way, about the rumors, I was sitting at Best yesterday, listening in on people's conversations. There was a lot of suspicious talk about that cave near Junktown. Spoke with the locals, and there is indeed something off about that cave. Some sneaky bastards organized a commune there, open to anyone who wishes to join. I don't mind it myself, but I've heard that many of those who go inside don't ever return. I asked Nakamura's permission to investigate, but they made it clear it's outside my jurisdiction, which extends to Junktown and no further. Gonna write down the coordinates here in the margin in case my Kara starts acting up again. I hope I get a chance to visit later on. Oh, good. Cigarettes, a cleaning rod, and a melee weapons manual. 15 rifle cartridges, 15 assault rifle cartridges, 10 power cells. Heck yes, I'll take them. Nope. Lights up red. He'd probably complain about that.
I'm listening.
The middle-aged cigarette-smoking man standing before you is wearing a Blue Wing uniform. He looks like he could use some sleep. We only just got used to life after the incident, and now, bang, those bastards with their emulator thing are causing new rough patches to crop up. You know, I still hear strange sounds in my head, and my dreams are weird, too.
Good luck.
Okay, well, there's the emulator door.
Howdy.
A man in dirty Blue Wing overalls cheerfully hoists his empty bottle when he sees you drawing near. Hey, buddy pal, can you believe it? I fed Russo a story about me having all these symptoms and she actually bought it. What an idiot. Ha! The Blue goes to take a sip from his bottle, but to his disappointment discovers it's already drained. He examines the bottle with a look of befuddlement for a moment, rocking on his heels, then shifts his gaze to you. I'm thinking about what to spend my 100 combons on. Looks like the first item on my list is clear. He once again checks that the bottle is empty, then throws it away. Yeah, nothing but a piece of cloth.
Bye-bye.
The man in the white uniform shakes his head in displeasure, arms folded. You're headed to the emulator office? Don't bother. They rejected me, said I wasn't a suitable research subject. As a scientist, I dispute this conclusion. The incident influenced everyone, from those hiding underground to people in the mountains or on an expedition. And what about those who are at the center of the dome? It must have been horrible for them. 35. Could you use a wrench? Yeah, but a wrench is too valuable. Could you use a pair of boots? Too valuable. Wow. A bunch of stuff that's just too important to A man with a gray beard, tousled by the wind, is resting in the shadow of the city wall. Mario Bertolucci, handyman, says the badge on his uniform. A dirty diesel generator rumbles a few meters away. Bertolucci stares absently at it through the purple lenses of his teleglasses. So what are you doing? I watch over the diesel generator and make sure the screens are running. Santiago himself asks for my help. Ask what he's seeing in his teleglasses. Mario opens his mouth. Though he obviously wants to share, he's too overwhelmed with emotion to speak. Sobbing, he shakes his head, unable to find the right words. There is so much love in the world, he says out of the blue in a quavering voice. Tears run down his jaw from under the glasses. Does he have anything useful? 2 shivs, 3 shear blades, and 2 lockpicks. Nope. Ask if you can try them on. No, these are mine, my glasses. Make a donation to the church and they'll give you a pair. Huh. Talk to Caitlin.
What do you want?
A woman in Blackwing uniform is standing by the boom barrier. She gestures for you to stop. Caitlin Tansler, City Security Service. Show me your Selectron. Free entrance to the city is closed until further notice from Secretary Nakamura. Mind you, if you suddenly decide to shoot me so you can get into the city, the gate is controlled from the other side. Others have tried it. 85? Well. There you go. Now you have a wrench. Examine her more closely. Both Caitlin and her uniform have seen better days. An abundance of chevrons, badges, and braid is intended to draw attention away from worn patches, frayed cuffs, and discoloration. Nevertheless, her eyes are filled with determination. If you want something to stare at, go to the bar. That's not why I'm here.
Goodbye.
And I'll talk to her more later, probably. Let's see, nothing up there except that. And I bet you that's the 7,000, huh? I've got 2 personal boxes here, apparently. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Ah, I see. If I had more water, I could craft another one.
I'm listening.
Talk to Sam. A shifty-eyed old man with a mustache bends close to your ear. If you decide to go for sewage collector, be careful. There's a lot of dangerous stuff down there. The churchers go sometimes, but even the giant cockroaches avoid their kind.
Later.
And those doors are locked too. And that's the guy that you were talking about earlier. And this is undoubtedly the bar. Oh, wait. Well, yeah, with a name like Shots, I can see why it would be the bar. As you enter the bar, you immediately notice a large orange sitting at a table surrounded by empty bottles, with 3 angry blacks towering over him. One of the blacks takes a truncheon off his belt and taps the table lightly with it, attracting the young man's attention. "I'm talking to you, butthead. Davy now eats pap because you broke his jaw." The musclehead raises his calm gaze at the black. "Well, he shouldn't have cornered that lad in the washroom. I've got a nice teensy tangerine here in my pocket. Give it to him, eh? But make your puree of it first." The end of the truncheon knocks against the orange's shoulder. "You think it's funny? Jokester." One of them notices you. "What are you staring at? Bug off. This is police business here. Police of the new committee. Clear the space." Ask them what they want from this mob muscle. One of the police officers, a tall, daft-faced woman, spreads her arm drunkenly. "Well, he beat up the warden. Prick, the nerve on him." Offered to cover up the case with a couple beers at your expense and a small compensation for the beaten-up warden. At the sound of the word beer, the policeman brightened. The orange shakes his head in displeasure, muttering something under his breath. "Well, Kanban's 400, give him the money. Kanban's 300, barter 45. Say you're talking about 200, but you'll be generous and add another one. And we'll be so kind to accept your offer." The black takes his cap off and imitates a ceremonious bow. He smells awfully of alcohol. The policemen count the notes contentedly, order their beers, and leave, laughing in drunk voices. The orange looks at you from under his eyebrows. His face is calm, but he keeps clenching and unclenching his fists. "You shouldn't have. That's not the way to deal with them." He pulls out his bottle and makes a big gulp, then looks thoughtfully at the label. "Nope, I wouldn't do it that way. I would have done it all differently, but thank you anyway." "Well, I lost 5 reputation with Crump, but gained 5 with Black, so I'd say it's a fair exchange." Let's search the broken toilet. There's sometimes something useful in those. And sometimes not. Insufficient score for that. She's already back there. Go fig.
Don't touch my things.
Oh. Okay, you're right. Bethany Mortensen.
Hello again.
Good afternoon. Best shots. Free Nakamura joke with every order. Roll on up. Ask what kind of housing she's got on offer. I rent a few shacks here. There's a bad one, a decent one, and a really cheap little house. Cheap by local standards, I mean. They're all available to rent, though I'd also consider an offer to purchase. Ask her to tell you more about them. The first house is an old rundown shed. 3 walls are down, but the last one's still standing. There's a locker and a mattress so you're not sleeping directly on the ground, and it stinks so much even the bed bugs have fled. So there you go, no bed bugs and part of a roof with very few holes. There's a somewhat better house. The walls are a bit thicker, it's a bit more spacious, has some furniture. It's simple but has the basic comforts. If you bring any junk horse home, you won't be ashamed of the furnishings. There's premium class too. By the way, premium means it has its own water supply. Jokes aside, it's an excellent apartment. I'd love to live there myself. Ask if you can buy one of the houses. Well, I don't have 30,000 to buy the premium one. I'll have to think it over. Ask her to tell you about Junktown. It's a hole of a place. What can I tell you? They were building a plant here, but after the incident, nobody needed it anymore. I was hired to manage the construction, spec out equipment, stuff like that. Alright, I digress. This is my bar. Then there's the marketplace and the slums. Everyone expelled from the city and the committee are settling here. For the most part, these hombres have nothing to lose. That's why we have a sheriff. Mortensen nods deliberately to one side. Okay. What else is there to do besides drinking? See the hatch in the corner? Go down to the Rathskeller and see for yourself if you want it or not. Hungry for a snack. We never got any Michelin stars here, but I can figure something out. Take a look. Well, I can get more pulled pork. I can get some water and make some more of my own pulled pork. 5 bottles of alcohol. Pure ethanol. Not for ingestion, but when has that ever stopped anyone? 3 bottles of Dark Secrets beer, 2 cups of instant coffee, 5 Morning Dunes beer. Interesting. But all I really need is that water. So there's a cup of coffee and, well, I still don't need these other boots. Not quite the best deal for me, but it gets a cup of coffee out of my inventory. And more money in my inventory. Oh, I need 2 more onions. Darn it. Well, does she have that? No. Okay.
Oh, good day. I hope to see you again soon.
You will. Okay.
We are all frustrated. This frustration seems impossible to us. These teleglasses, they are everything we ever expected. They are happiness and a better world. They are...
Oh, hey. Another broom. Another broken toilet, which might or might not have anything useful in it. Piece of cloth. Trash bin. $5 in the flower pot again. 2 bits of plastic. Dirt, which is what I kind of expect to find in a flower pot. $5. Not what I expect to find in a flower pot. An unidentified relic. Definitely not what I expect to find in a flower pot. Dirt. Nothing useful. An empty can. Another broom. Hey.
What do you want?
A tall man in a spotless black uniform takes a step towards you and greets you with a brief, firm handshake. Adolf Schmitz, Chief of Security Services for the Emulator Project. The black points to a poster that reads, "Maintain sterilization regimen while on site." His face seems vaguely familiar. Take a closer look and try to remember where you might have seen him. His bearing, his clean and iron black uniform, and even the name Adolf Schmitz all stir vague memories. Of course, Schmitz served in Concord before the incident. This was the man who stopped you by the turnstile and sent you to security to talk to Kingsley. Remind him that the two of you met at Concord then. Of course, I remember. I've been working in Concord since it opened. If you're from under the dome, then we've definitely met. That's only logical. Remind him of your encounter. September 14th, 1976, the closed turnstiles, Kingsley, Nashville. You? But there was an incident in Nashville. Everyone there was killed. A tight grin appears on his face. I don't believe you. We get many insane people coming around here. Some from the church who want to worship Maelstrom. Some who think the emulator can help find their missing families. Are you one of those who claim to have survived Maelstrom? Come on in then. Talk to Henrietta. She'll examine you and reach a verdict. But for God's sake, put some booties on over your shoes. Ask him what sterilization regimen means. You're standing in a scientific research facility next to high-precision equipment. It's very sensitive to contamination. And look at your shoes. I can't let you in there like this. Put on some booties immediately. Well, maybe give me some booties. Thank you. The emulator is a simplified model of Maelstrom that should help people under the dome learn how to control it. That's the extent of my knowledge. If you want details, you should talk to Henrietta. She's the director of this complex, straight down the hall. Cops with guns issue and some weapon parts. Nothing I need. Move away. Can't go to the storage room. Can search the briefcase, though. Nothing. Dirt. $5. Mechanical parts and a pile of crystals. Dirt. Scissors and $50. Glue and $40. Glue. Oh, and a locker here. Nothing. I know, I was just searching the stuff. Yeah, that's her.
A lean woman is hunched over the console, hair pulled back in a tight knot. As the doors close behind you with a quiet hiss, she turns briskly to face you.
You have an appointment, an examination, am I right? Know this. You must submit to a blood test and show me your Selectron as your ID. Some sly dogs have been coming around twice for an extra 100.
Her voice is firm and loud, and she's spinning a ring of keys on her finger, one that was sticking out of the console a moment ago. The badge on her white coat reads, Henrietta Russo, Project Director. The coat itself is flecked with several stains in different colors. Russo follows your gaze down to her soiled coat.
It's soda. This crap doesn't wash off.
Tell her you found the body of one Ricardo Alexander near Nashville.
Henrietta makes a forced gurgling sound, either a loud sigh or a sob.
I've long since realized what happened. Still. Oh. It's bad. Very bad. Ricardo was so... No. Very much alive. He never behaved his age. He even looked younger than he actually was. He always joked that we were siblings. Twins separated by the time.
Russo purses her lips. Even now, she doesn't cry.
Let's see what you got. Pfft. Bolts.
After a brief silence, Henrietta shakes her head.
All right. You know I've always been this way. I can't deal with personal issues in public. Let's get back to work. And I'll pretend everything's all right.
Ask her about this place.
A baffled grimace appears on the woman's flushed face.
Then why are you here? Don't you want your examination, medical assistance, and 100 calm bombs to guzzle away in Beth's bar?
She spreads her arms as if to embrace the entire hall.
This is Emulator, the place they began to build immediately after the incident. As you can see, it's still being built, so I can't show you any miracles yet. Anything else that interests you?
Say you slept in stasis, and in a dream you rose up into the air under the dome, and here in the north something flashed.
Chuckles sarcastically.
Let me guess. The thing that flashed was the 100 calm bombs you'll get for undergoing the examination.
She gives you an apologetic pat on the shoulder.
Don't get mad. It's just that I get told about hallucinations by nearly everyone I meet. That's why you have to pass the simplest test right now. I have to be certain you really cross paths with Maelstrom.
The White explains, taking a notebook out of her pocket.
So, first question. Where did you contact Maelstrom?
Russo taps pen on pad, impatiently.
You saw it appear while traveling for a
The
mission.
White gives you a skeptical look, but makes no comment. Russo writes something down and turns the page.
Second question. Describe your interaction with Maelstrom.
Tell her about the white fog and saw and spoke with other people.
The pen stops in Henrietta's fingers.
Okay. You were navigating the fog and talking to them.
She shuts the notebook.
Let's get down to your examination. Stand here. I'm going to prepare special parameters for the scan. This will take some time.
Russo puts the scanner back on the computer console and studies you, deep in thought.
I could use a smoke after that. And I don't smoke, by the way.
She says. Henrietta walks a full circle around you and stops in front of you again.
What can I say? That was the best 100 we've ever spent. Your vitals are downright incredible. The sensors are up the scale. Even the fops don't show these metrics. And unlike them, your brains haven't turned into mush, supposedly. I'm going to say this now. I need you to become part of this project. What do you say to that?
The White is looking at you expectantly.
Let's get some extra information.
Henrietta snaps her fingers.
A fair question. However, the point is you're not helping me, you're helping all mankind. We're all locked up in here with everything that implies. Maelstrom unstable, politicians squabbling, and communication with the outside world still unavailable.
She catches your eyes.
I have faith in the Emulator project. I believe it will protect us from Maelstrom wandering across the desert and frying people's brains. I believe we can use that force for good, but I'm short of both resources and manpower. That's why I need help from someone with a unique psychic field. You could be a critical piece of the scientific jigsaw puzzle. When we solve it, we'll get the answers to all our questions. Moreover, it's about profit and prestige. You can't imagine how many doors will fly open to an employee of the Emulator project. You'll have money, fame, and all the power you could possibly need. And you're still asking why? I call it the ultimate offer. So, do you accept?
Russo offers her hand.
Ask how other factions are dealing with
She
it.
assumes a mocking expression.
They aren't. The Emulator is the only project aiming to reign in Maelstrom. All the others, Carmine Heights, the Phalanx, the Church, are sitting pretty. They're busy with their little political squabbles while the scientists are tilting at windmills.
Tough call. Agree you'll help in order to clear up the mess people in Nashville made. Agree you'll help because of your own motivations. Agree you'll help and destroy anyone who gets in your way. Agree you'll help under the condition that your name and identity will remain secret. Agree you'll help under the condition that you'll receive all the praise and accolades when it's over. Agree you'll help, but you'll be serving the interests of whichever faction follows the most reasonable policy, even if it isn't the committee. Agree you'll help, but only because you want to merge into and become one with Maelstrom. Well,
The White smiles reassuringly.
Don't worry. I've worked with introverts before, and I can fully empathize with you. No publicity then.
Russo nods toward the bulletproof glass.
As we agreed. Let's get straight to the point.
Henrietta gestures for you to come over. She stops near the control panel to examine a massive construction hanging from the ceiling of the main hall. She fixes you with her gaze.
Long story short, in 1976, the incident started in Nashville. Maelstrom broke free of the excavation zone, destroyed the spire, and killed a lot of people. And those who weren't killed outright had their brains fried into non-existence. If that was an experiment, I'd call it a total fail.
Russo raises her head to study the green lights high up under the complex's ceiling with acute fascination.
Everybody was in a panic all that year, waiting every day for the end of the world. But Nakamura was able to overcome the disturbances and evacuated the bigger part of the survivors here. She offered autonomy to anyone who wanted it, those from Phalanx and Carmine Heights, and decided that something must be done about Maelstrom in the center of the dome. Thus, the emulator was born.
Henrietta clasps her hands behind her back and walks around the room.
Things went quite well over the next 2 years. Maelstrom showed no activity, and all the trials were right on schedule. But several months ago, our sensors detected that Maelstrom had begun to grow, to become stronger. From my own calculations, I realized we needed the help of all those different people. Someone needs to search for relics for the emulator, and help with the coding. Otherwise, the Nashville megalo anomaly will overtake us. It will be too late.
The White clenches her teeth and shakes her head. It's the first time you've ever seen her this serious.
That's why they're here. Spencer, Abbott and his nutty buddy Santiago, and of course Karma. Our relationship with her has been sour since day one. Kimiko sacrificed a lot for them to be here, and I only lost control over the project. You know, I would shove my ambitions and call it a day, if that was of any use to the emulator, but...
She points downwards. From the edge of the balcony, you can see a mishmash of burnt wires and the melted remains of some relic.
Now it's all gone to hell. The price has already been paid, but there were no results. The trials were unsuccessful. That's why I need help. And that's why I believe you're twice as valuable an employee.
Russo sinks into the chair.
Told you! Welcome aboard. I forgot to add that this Titanic is barely staying afloat, and there's another iceberg dead ahead. But we can still sail through, if we really do give it our best.
Henrietta is sitting behind the console, visibly tired. She's taken her shoes off, and you can see bright green socks peeping out from the edge of the console.
I am a bit short of breath from that pretentious speech, but hopefully you can understand we have the same goals now. And it's time for us to discuss the details. Shall we?
She waits for you to agree.
I'm tempted to ask about the socks, but that's probably going to get a sarcastic response at best.
Great. Let's begin.
Henrietta opens her notebook. She runs her eye rapidly over the lines.
Past trials were unsuccessful. That's why it's so important to do everything right. and get the system ready for the new trials and a test run as soon as possible. Let's see what we have on that list.
Biting her lip, Russo checks her notepad.
Let's start with the driver. It's not installed. Karma Ishtwani is responsible for it. Her door is next to mine, by the way. Find out what's going on. Next, our transcriptor got fried during the recent trials. The new one is supposed to arrive via Phalanx caravan, but nothing's come yet. Go poke Don Spencer. He must know something about it. Spencer usually hangs out with his caravan buddies in the market square.
She may...
Yes, you should also talk to those nutty church people. Santiago, he usually preaches near the city entrance. Promised me a special version of the teleglasses to connect to the emulator. And what do you suppose he's given me so far? Nothing. I still haven't seen those damn glasses.
The white seems to be losing her temper a little bit at a time. She rubs her forehead tiredly and sets her notebook aside.
Everything isn't going smoothly for us either. Since the tests, the system's power supply hasn't been restored. Talk to technician Clayton Montgomery on Magellan's reactor level. I almost forgot. The emulator needs anomaly essence to work. This essence can be found in various parts of the dome, but we don't have a lot of time. Do you know about the picnic neutral zone? Well, that place in the swamps is full of anomalies. Talk to the people out there. They'll have essence for sure.
Henrietta grows absent, perhaps reviewing what she said in case she's forgotten anything important. Russo looks at you.
So, this is what we're going to do. I'm staying here to prepare the trial program and make sure no one fiddles with the emulator. You handle everything else. Better start with Magellan. I have a feeling they've got some hidden agenda, okay?
Great. Now let's do some up. So that's down in the terminal room. Yeah, I'll pass on going down there yet. Hi, mind if I search your flower pot, Henrietta? Hey, $5. Wonder why she would have thrown away. Thrown away the card with her computer password. Also, I hit level 7. Well, I'm debating where I want to spend the skill points. Piloting seems nice, but I can also get the next level of perks. Next level of medicine perks, which includes curing radiation sickness. And the ability to make various chemicals. Dr. Death, bladed weapon ability. Target is poisoned. Let's see, tech. Well, I can't unlock the next tier of stuff yet. Science, same thing. I've got a +5 bonus, but it's at 35. Criminal? Let's see. And they have their own experience too. Like she's level 6, I think. Yeah, she's level 6. And you can't affect their perks. Got it. Muscle 1, Perception 8, Guts 10, Charisma 7, Brains 10, Deafness 8. Can't get the next level in psionics yet either. Still, it becomes a tough call. Do I want to get the points to unlock the next tier of piloting or the next tier of medicine? Wow. Or go ahead and spend more in criminal to help me learn pick locks, which I do believe I'll go for. There we go. Yeah, I got the first tier in criminal now, so that'll help with lock picking if nothing else. Now, guess I should probably put those other 2 points in light weapons. Okay. So you can actually call people from her phone. Cool. Don't mind me, Ashwani. I'm just here to search your flower pot. And your office cabinet. And your other flower pot. Due to the increasing frequency of both incidents and questions which distract our scientific personnel from their important work, we are going to clarify a number of points regarding the so-called afflicted. Firstly, the afflicted, aka zombies, infected, white eyes, are employees of the committee like everyone else. They are not the living dead of urban legend. Yes, their minds have been damaged by Maelstrom, hence the name, but they're still people. Alive, although not in the best of health. Secondly, yes, the afflicted can pose a threat to the health of other employees. Cases of aggression and even cannibalism have been regularly observed, so it is recommended not to make contact. Attention, the affliction is not transmitted through bites, blood, or other bodily fluids. This is simply another myth, and anyone spreading these lies will face appropriate penalties. Thirdly, there is still hope that the damage done by Maelstrom can be halted or even reversed. Simply put, the committee takes care of its employees, no matter their condition, and is working tirelessly on a cure. Therefore, only non-lethal means should be used to subdue the afflicted. Thank goodness for beanbag rounds, huh? Murder is not encouraged, although not condemned, if required due to force majeure. Remember, we are the representatives of humanity. We may be the last human beings on this planet. We cannot allow our ranks to thin even faster. Please be conscientious. 3 simple rules. Understand, avoid, do not kill. Oh, a handyman's jacket. That might be useful. And a capacious backpack. More plastics.
Come on, don't be shy.
A bald man with neither mustache nor beard taps on the glass. Hey, listen, do you have a smoke? They give me everything I need here except cigarettes. Supposedly they'll make my blood vessels constrict and make me sick, but that's BS. I always feel better when I smoke. What do I say? I say you have some nails, but I also have some cigarettes. You push the pack of smokes through a small gap under the glass. He grabs it happily and tears the wrap away with trembling hands. He takes out a lighter, lights up, and takes a long drag. Ooh, there truly is a god up above. Thanks, man. High five. Yeah, there you go. By the way, my name is Harry Daimler. What is it you wanted to ask? Ask if it's considered dangerous. Nah, not dangerous. Rare is the right word. Four Eyes explained what's going on with me. I'm, like an antenna picking up signals. I can feel the maelstrom moving. Where is it? Anyway, I'm needed here. Find out why he's sitting there. They pay decent money, but it's really boring in here. Experiments are like a holiday. Ask how he even got here. Listen, I used to be in Phalanx. There was this mission, a very serious one. Zemeckis himself was lead. He said we needed to catch a couple fops as samples or, I don't know, something like that. You get how it ended. Maelstrom. Since then I've been, seeing things, hearing voices too, and very clear pictures, clearer than reality sometimes. They're right before your eyes and you sit there like a fool because you can't tell what's real.
Have a good one.
Well, hopefully I got some XP from that. Behind the glass stands a man of indeterminate age. His age is a mystery because the glass itself is covered with stains. Once he sees you, the man approaches the glass and begins to wipe it clean with his palm in slow circular movements. Small white lights flicker in his eyes. Read the sticker on the glass. The explanatory sticker is made of a thick transparent film covered with small dark red letters. Sample 11, Type A2. William Tagg, Blue Wing Employee, Expeditionary Unit assigned to Magellan Base. Delivered February 8, 1978. Cognitive function suppressed, physiology normal, general muscle tone reduced. There is an indistinct halo effect in his eyes, and he is unhealthily fixated on repetitive actions. Reactions to Maelstrom include increased physical activity, panic, making sounds that cannot be produced by human vocal cords. But he has 2 shivs, 2 lockpicks, and 8 nails on him. The wife is still standing on the other side of her cell window, tracking you with her eyes. Read the sticker. Small red letters are printed on the transparent film. You have to strain your eyes to read them. Sample 6, Type A, Sender Malverde, Silverwing Employee, Warehouse, Ankara Base. Delivered June 17th. Cognitive function suppressed, physiology normal, general muscle tone reduced. She suffers moderate halo eye, nightmares, and anxiety. Reacts to Maelstrom with increased activity and aggression. Well, he doesn't have Psyche 8, so I can't do that option. Check the locker. Oh, hey, an Archimedes lab belt. And just another locker. Actually, now that I think about it, she doesn't have a belt yet. And I can replace her ordinary backpack with a capacious backpack. And let's see, where the heck? Ah, there we are. Archimedes lab belt. There we go. She's got 2 relic slots of her own now. Learnability plus 5% at a cost of -3 to initiative. I think I'd rather keep that for myself. I'll come back here later. I'm actually going to do what she suggested and start with Magellan Base, or Magellan Base, simply because, well, I have to go there for another quest anyway. Oh, right.
Hell, I envy you, sir.
Walking through the desert, you notice some movement not far away. From here, it's deeply difficult to see what happens there. Only rising clouds of dust are visible. Reconnaissance. Look through the binoculars. You bring the binoculars up to your eyes, peering into the monotonously red desert landscape. A small pack of hyenas is snooping over a rocky lowland, raising small clouds of dust. It looks like they're hunting mice. You know that in spite of hyenas' appetite for mice, they are unlikely to refuse larger prey. Be careful with them. Criminal 40. Sneak past, carefully and without a sound. You turn aside and continue on your way. Judging by the fact that nothing is chasing you, you manage to go unnoticed. Continue on your way.
Floor level -1. Lobby.
Home sweet home.
Katarzyna raises the collar of her white coat to hide her face. She looks around cautiously.
There are more cameras now. It's only been 3 months.
She whispers. The white turns to you.
I remember our agreement. Truth be told, I don't have much. Here, 200 compounds. It's all I have. I hope that's enough. That there's no hard feelings.
Well, I could barter with her for twice as much, but I'm just going to tell her it's enough.
The white waves once, swings her bag under her shoulder, and disappears.
Yeah, but it'll be back. I'm sure she'll show up again later. Otherwise, they wouldn't have bothered giving her things like experience points. 396 experience points, so hey. Five. Dirt. Dirt. $5. $5. Dirt. Dirt. The terminal screen says system lockdown. Cool air is coming from the vent. You hear the echo of distant voices from the lower floors of the station. Oh, look. Another mop. Now I'm only carrying 3 of those things around. Search the broken toilet, get a gun brush. talk to Farid Saab and see what he's looking for. Ask why he's so sullen.
I don't like you.
Because we're orange. They never looked at us as human beings, but now we're even lower than animals.
I hope we won't see you again.
Well, not anymore. You don't have anything I need. Indra Kapoor here. The Mistress, a blunt weapon. In appearance, the device is barely recognizable as a modified cattle prod. Compared to the original, the shocking power is significantly reduced, but it still makes a demoralizing crackling noise. Yeah, but that's 4,250 combons. Mind if I take all your money? And here, you can have 3 brooms. Greet him back. Thank you for coming. I apologize for reaching out to you. There's no one else to ask since there are so few people on our level on days like this, and I can't leave my post. The 4th camera in the surveillance room is out. I've already called the technicians, but they don't seem to be any hurry. If you could take a look, I'd be very grateful. All right, I'll help. I'll be in your debt. The surveillance room is upstairs. Thanks for the key to the surveillance room. Oh, I don't know if I've searched these two. $5. That puts me at what? Where's 2,697? Well, I'm still a long way from the 30,000 for that top-notch place. Transfer that.
Hello, employee. Could you help me, if you don't mind?
Oh, that's him. Never mind. Have I searched this one? Nope, and it's dirt anyway. Search the boxes. Springs. And 2 black powder. Yeah, I'll take that for sure. Let's see. Search the locker. Nothing. Search the boxes. Tape and some electronics. More black powder. Why exactly are you keeping black powder in an office cabinet? Just saying. Bah. $40 combons. Yeah, I'll take it. Okay. Let's see. Can't use the terminal. Before you can even touch the computer, you hear Reznor yell angrily behind you. Don't touch the equipment.
Make it quick.
A pale, thin woman with a cigarette greets you without offering her hand. You look down at her badge. Courtney Reznor, Surveillance Services. Well, she has even more money. So let's see what I have for you. I have an ordinary backpack. You have 10 rounds of ammo and $75. Why the hell not? Take a closer look at her. She looks sick, weary, and anxious. The edge of a scarf peeks out from under her uniform jacket. She must be chilly because of the air conditioners, although the room isn't particularly cold. If you don't have any questions, please leave the office. This is a restricted area, not for outsiders. How about we talk again?
Well, what again?
Are you here to fix the surveillance system by any chance? That's exactly why I'm here. Now, say you can't connect to the server to figure out the problem with the cameras. If you can't, then don't bother.
You get out
Why
now.
are you bugging me?
The black adjusts her badge, reading Courtney Reznor, and puts out her cigarette on the table. You could have said that. Here, see yourself for yourself. Looking over the surveillance system displays, you realize right away that the problem is serious. There's no signal at all from the fourth camera. Courtney hovers over you, engulfing you in the stench of old tobacco. This has happened before. The mainframe circuit board's burnt out a couple of times. Another time the cleaner pulled out the wires. But maybe I messed something up in the program. I just pressed this and everything disappeared. She taps a button with a long black nail reminiscent of the claw of a bird of prey. Take note of her nails. Courtney's nails are almost definitely not regulation. They're 3 centimeters long, painted sparkling black, and have almost razor-sharp tips. Reznor hides her hands, is embarrassed that you noticed them. If you don't have any more questions, please take care of the problem. I need to get back to work. Starting the repairs now. Access denied. Hello, employee. Please select the command from the following menu. Read breakage log 1978-0804. Control panel cutout. Reason an electromagnetic pulse of unknown origin. Power was restored within 8 minutes, but during this period, a spoon disappeared from the kitchen. Knowing this place, probably so an orange could make a shiv. Read 2. No visual signal from the 5th camera. Reason chewing gum stuck to the lens. Consequences, the Orange Wing employee responsible for this deliberate vandalism was placed in a punishment cell. Breakage log 819. 2 screens went out. Short circuit caused by coffee spilled on the control panel. Altogether, the displays were out for 5 hours. Blackwing employee Courtney Reznor was issued a warning, and the repair costs will be deducted from her salary.
Stop right now. The computer contains personal data.
Okay. Well, do I have one of those tech comic books in my inventory? I have high-tech weapons and light weapons and criminal plus 20, but that's not what I need. Alright, well, I'll have to come back to this one, I guess. Unless I use that Turing auto hacker. Before I even try to use it, let's save a backup point. The mainframe behaves in a much friendlier manner since being hacked. After the boot screen, you're taken straight to the main menu, featuring a flickering green CRONUS logo. Main menu admin page. Hello, administrator. Please select an option from the following menu. Update the operating system, check system status, go to the surveillance archive, log out, or look inside the housing. After a few seconds, the mainframe displays a full list of hardware. From the look of it, the system uses as many as 6 video recording cards. One of them, designated as Super Color Capture C60, has the hardware error status. It looks like the problem is hardware related. You need to look at the card. Look inside the housing. The inside of the mainframe has a thick covering of dust. When you find the right video card, you tug it out of its slot. A cursory inspection shows the card is okay, or at least not visibly damaged. Check the slot itself. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, you notice something long and dark stuck between 2 contacts. Remove your find. You scoop up your finding and put it under the light. It's a woman's broken fingernail, quite long, covered in black nail polish. You put it in your pocket. Wipe the contacts and insert the card in the slot. You wipe the contacts with an eraser conveniently left inside the housing, then insert the card in place. Reboot the mainframe. You close the mainframe's housing and push the power button. Okay. Yeah, and it's her fingernails too. You dart a glance at the monitors. The surveillance system is working perfectly, sending signals from all 6 cameras to the mainframe. First monitor, entrance zone. Second monitor, elevators. Third monitor, empty hall. Fourth monitor. The screen shows Magellan cement walls, rocks, and a section of barren desert, and of course the ventilation grill hatch is sticking up from the sand. One of the grills tilts slightly upwards. Someone in orange, judging by the uniform, peeks up from the ventilation system, looks around quickly, and disappears again. 5th monitor, vending machine. 6th monitor, the bathroom, the utility room, and the surveillance room. The camera angle is strange. It's turned to one side, showing a window and some posters.
Oh, you again.
Found someone's fingernail in the mainframe. A fingernail? I see. Someone must have been messing around inside the computer during their shift, maybe Patty or Rhonda. Is that all? Can I get back to work? As if anticipating your next move, Courtney hides her hands in her jacket pockets, but you catch a glimpse of her nails, which are painted the same black. Accuse Courtney of sabotage in an elegant and well-argued manner. You lay everything out for Courtney, the blatant signs of her drug addiction, her possible collusion with the oranges, and you make sure to mention that the nail you found is black. Reznor turns pale but rapidly collects herself. Is a broken nail your only evidence? You think I'm the only person under the dome who wears black nail polish? It's a popular color. She thinks for a moment and then spreads her hands triumphantly. The nails on her left hand are long, like talons, while the ones on her right hand are neatly trimmed. I'm a righty, so the nails on my right hand are always trimmed. That means your black nail isn't mine. Now get out of this office. Courtney's absolute certainty is almost funny, especially when you ask for a closer look at her right hand. After a moment's hesitation, she extends her hand. The neatly cut white edges of these nails haven't been painted. This can mean the nails were trimmed after they were painted, and only because one of them was broken. The black framed herself up even worse while trying to prove her innocence. When you voice your conclusion, Reznor's face goes chalk white. Crushing a cigarette in her trembling fingers, she stares vacantly at you. Get out of here. Tell her people are going to hear about her misdeed and move away. Oh, don't worry, I will. Talk to Indra.
Hello again.
Answer that you discovered evidence of sabotage while repairing the cameras. A black fingernail. Do you have it? Very well, thank you. I'll report it at once. This will be a top priority. Okay. That's taken care of.
Thank you for your help. Nice day, employee.
Let's come over here, because I'm sure he's working on that busted vending machine. I see something else I might be able to help with. Also, before this gets out of control, delete the save, delete the save, delete the save, delete the save, delete the save. I really think it ought to just cycle through a limited number of autosave slots. You know, have like 3 slots, and after the 3rd slot is written, start overwriting at slot number 1 again.
Come on, you darn thing.
A muscular orange is poking around in the Vega vending machine, hand jammed in the dispensing slot. Something clatters inside with a loud echo. The out-of-order machine must have failed to release a purchased item. More shivs and stuff. Silverwing job descriptions changed very little after the incident, but their authority as well as responsibility increased. Rules require administrators to oversee implementation of new committee laws in the field, monitor staff performance, and generally stay on their toes when it comes to oranges. Especially when it comes to oranges. Walk up and interfere. The orange is literally disemboweling the machine, yanking out handfuls of wire through the tray slot. The machine's lights flicker and die. With a satisfied grunt, the bruiser pulls several cans of soda and 2 cups of noodles out of the Vega. You give a small cough to get his attention. The orange whirls around. Hey, your silver uniform clearly makes him anxious. Threaten the orange with a massive fine for damaging company property. But what did I do? I didn't do nothing. I didn't even break it. It was like that when I got here, all crooked and shit. So I was like, I'll just fix it up. What the heck, right? Promise the orange he's heading for trouble and go. The orange watches as you leave. He gives the machine one last kick and goes to make himself comfortable on the couch in the corner of the hall.
Everybody's scared, so are you in or what?
The tray table is sticky with spilled soda. Some obviously touched up photos of Magellan's best employees are looking down at you from a backlit poster. Meh. Okay. Well, I have to get down to a lower floor, and I can't get through the reception door, so we go to the main elevator. Oh, hold on. Move away from it for a second. Log. Let's see. Untrack that. Go to the quests. Magellan's reactor section. Let's see. The Magellan Station morgue. Go ahead and pin that. I will be right back. Again. I have a feeling that level -4 is where the morgue's going to be.
Floor level -4, laboratories and hospital.
Could be wrong. Whoa. A relic. Another damn broom. No cash, just nails. Abner Adamitis.
What do you want?
He accidentally pushes his mop over your foot. Quit dancing around. You eye him head to toe. He has a narrow face and thick glasses. His hair, mustache, and beard are all carefully groomed, and unusually his orange overalls fit perfectly. Even his hands look bizarrely kempt. He's either a metrosexual or a psychopath for neatness. The mop sloppily kisses your foot again. What? The orange's gaze is distinctly unfriendly, even defiant. Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Please stand by for decontamination to end.
An inactive relic and combines. I wonder if those inactive relics can ever be activated and amount to anything. Hard to say. An empty hospital bed. Smells like ethanol and medicine. $50 com bonds and some documents. 60 com bonds and some scissors. Heck yes, I'll take that. $10 black powder. I won't ask what that's doing in the infirmary. Dirt. Dirt. Plastic. Glue. Okay, so I can rest in a medical bed. Great. The CRONUS logo on this terminal screen has been rendered in pixels rather than ASCII characters. This one must have a new version of Kairos OS installed. The terminal itself looks new as well. Good day, employee. Enter a command to open the desired menu item. Apparently the employee who uses this computer cleans out their inbox on a regular basis. There's only one message, dated September 12th. Dear Mrs. Storch, this is an unofficial request from me personally, not the department. I heard you received the body of an engineer who had been working in the Cascade 3 group. If the remains haven't been cremated yet, I would like to examine them. I know that relations between the new committee and White Swan are by no means smooth, but these differences should not interfere with the interests of science. Please let me know as soon as possible. Best regards, G. Sarovsky. Listpat. I don't have the Perdansky's password menu. Well, let's talk to Peggy here. Ask if anything's interesting's happening around here. Well, I've heard the Orange have started draining Freon from refrigerators. They sell it to the Blues, and the Blues buy it because where else are you going to get Freon these days? It's enough to make a statue weep. You know, I would never get tired of searching flower pots if there was always money in them. A handful of inactive relics. Well, they're worth something to someone, so... Uh-huh, morgue's back here. Thought it might be. Betting this is the employee break room. Fridge. More canned ham and some more fish snacks. Dirt. Dirt. Money. Plastics. Good grief. Dirt. Another floor brush. This console allows you to monitor ecozone experiments. It's disabled now. Probably because I haven't received a side quest to use the switch. Matches. Money. Check out if there's anything of any use on the public terminal. Nope. It's in lockdown.
Peter, I won't let you. Just forget about it. This is a very rare thing. Do you understand? And are you still prepared to take this chance?
And what about Cure?
Sounds like a potential side quest up there. Under the dome, will White Swan take off? With their announcement of construction on a new R&D complex, CRONUS management seems to have agitated all of White Wing. That Magellan Station doesn't have the capacity to conduct proper research on the forefathers' heritage has become a common concern among scientists. New facilities and new resources certainly couldn't hurt morale. But it was reported recently that progress on this new base, tentatively called White Swan, is behind schedule. Our source from Silverwing said this may be related to the ancient structures upon which the complex is being built. Since such structures are often inhabited, significant security measures are necessary, which increase both the time and cost of construction. But we still believe the facility will be complete by the deadline. In the end, it was thanks to the technological wonders of the forefathers and the unwavering will of CRONUS that we humans settled the dome, all to lead humanity to a glorious future. Yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, looks like the only access here is through the research area, so I'm not going to go in there just yet. Let's see what Enrique Eterno has.
I'm all ears.
Turning to the voice, you see a short, black-haired guy with a neatly trimmed mustache. He's holding a mop, and the badge sewn to his overalls identifies him as Enrique Eterno. Nothing important. Here's the thing. My kinsman passed away. Virgin Maria, have mercy on the soul of your humble servant. Anyways, he is in the morgue now, and the ring, a family heirloom, remains with him. They will not give it back to me. Will you help? Sure. Well, thank you. He's lying right there as you enter the morgue. He's wearing a gold ring on his left hand. A man of God he was, my kinsman.
Good luck.
Somehow I doubt it, and I can't get in the morgue anyway. So I have a feeling I'm going to have to talk to Anatoly over here. A brand new glossy poster with information about escalating stages of radiation sickness.
How can I help?
The bulky man looks gloomily up from the report he's reading. Yes? You have $40. Now you have 2 brooms. Continue. A shiny badge sewn to his white coat reads, Ilya Andreev, laboratory assistant. Ask him what he does here. Realizing his hope that you will simply leave him alone is futile, he sighs. I enter statistics related to scientific activity and write reports, but more importantly, I can read whatever I want. In my free time, I play board games and work out at the gym. Yeah, I know, it doesn't look like I work out.
Later.
Excuse me while I search your flower pot.
It's regenerating nerve tissue. Oh, and look how quickly it's getting better. Sensational. There are bite marks on the body. Presumably those of a large feline, but perhaps hyenas? Interesting. He has an open fracture near the bottom of his right shin. His co-workers say he kicked a robot. But, antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication, tranquilizers, the standard cocktail for upper management. Maybe I should have prescribed fun.
The glossy plexiglass cover protects 2 reels of magnetic tape. The device could be mistaken for an ordinary tape player if not for the attached microphone. It looks like an employee forgot to put his voice recorder away. Listen to the recording. The speakers produce the soft metal squeak of a chair and the sound of a mug being placed on the table. You hear the dry analog crunch as someone's hacking cough. Doctor, September 7th, 1978. Patient, how is this going to help me? What's that thing for? It's just a formality. We're obligated to make records. Now, when did the first symptoms appear? Thursday. I remember it vividly. The chart says you reported sore, swollen eyes, light sensitivity, and visual hallucinations. Is that correct? Yes, but it's gotten much worse now. I remember it too. Keep listening. I would like to hear more about your hallucinations. Are they consistent? In fact, there may even be a logic to them. How so? I saw creatures, very unusual creatures. I can't describe them, and I can't decide if I really saw them or if they're a symptom of my sickness. I tried to sketch them out on paper, but I couldn't do it. I understand. Let's pause here. I'm going to refer you to Dr. Schroeder. Schroeder? He's an ophthalmologist. Exactly. My preliminary diagnosis is retinal trauma, but Dr. Schroeder is the expert in that field. Don't worry, I'll attach the tape to your file. Read the inscription on the reel. Francis Eastman, Cascade 3 Group. Okay. Search the office cabinet. $40. Search the locker. It's locked, but I can probably pick it now. Rad Force and 10 more black powder. Nice. Insufficient score. I need 10 more points. Yay. Well, I have a solution for that, I think. Not the cops with guns, though. Let's see. Consume it. And then pick the lock. Oh yay. Disinfectant. Ah! A formula for an improved regenerative drug. That's nice. Take all. The Blues put Medcom in order, but it won't last long. This is the 5th breakdown this year, and no wonder considering how much it's being used. There's no new equipment in storage, but supposedly the Phalanx has a huge warehouse with tons of Medcoms, Regents, surgical instruments, and other medical supplies. Unfortunately, the administration is keeping trade with Zemeckis to a minimum. What kind of funny business is this? Okay. Well, that's that. Let's see if I can finagle a way into...
Hi there.
Good afternoon. Come in, come in. Is this your first visit? Any complaints? Well, you got $1,000. If only you had some onions. Oh dear. Ah, here. Have some soap. I don't know if I'm going to ever need this soap at some point, but... inactive relic. Yeah, you can have that. Handful of inactive relics. Yeah, you can have that. Okay. Well, I guess we'll deal with that for now, and... because I wouldn't mind having that protective mask, but, you know, for the biochemical resistance and the energy resistance. The White jokingly raises 2 fingers to his temple. Magellan Station staff physician at your service. What am I doing? We're all human, even under the dome, and people tend to get sick. If you studied your contract carefully, you should have noticed that you have health insurance. So what have you got? Diagnosis. Well, you have several problems, but where would we be without these little challenges, eh? Shall we begin? Sometime after the procedure begins, you realize with amusement that you are absolutely healthy. So you see, science is capable of anything, and when we finally reveal the secrets of the forefathers, whew! So any other complaints? And here I thought that it might possibly result in a quest or something so I could get into the morgue. Of course it is. Use the terminal. System lockdown, of course. Alright, well. Getting into the morgue may be a little bit more complicated than I thought it would be. A single block of text is flashing on the display. For Phobos Group employees only. You obviously aren't one of them. Maybe it's just your imagination, but from the corner of your eye it seems like something else is flashing on screen. However, when you look directly at it, all you see is that same text. Oh, hey, a flower pot. Might have $5 in it. And what a coincidence! It does! More Argentum gloves. A Starfall jetpack? Oh, nice. Nope, that's theirs, so they're not going to let me search it. dirt, glue, reagent boxes, and mercury. Nothing there.
Peter, I won't let you. Just forget about it.
Glue and some scissors.
This is a very rare thing. You understand?
A block of text on the display claims this terminal for Theodore McCready Research Log. The menu is probably on the next page. The display flashes and a list of research projects appears. Problems in nonlinear dome topology, anomalous activity of electromagnetic clusters, the influence of relics on indigenous fauna, and information virus hypothesis based on the example of casus homunculus. Entry number 168. From the perspective of mathematics, the dome models a fold of n-dimensional space. In this case, n also depends on the depth of the fold in a nonlinear manner. In simpler terms, the area under the dome comprises substantially more of the world than it should. It's no wonder that search teams have gotten lost within a kilometer of the base. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if one of them returned a day prior to deployment. Okay. Entry number 205. Anomalies of an electrical nature have an undetermined genesis. Their appearance is probably linked to the activity of certain types of equipment, both our own and relics. After spending a significant amount of time analyzing similar phenomena, I have accumulated enough data to state the following. Anomalies are something akin to energy-based computers. Each of them acts like a separate neuron in a network of many. So what are they calculating? That is an intriguing question. Entry number 241. The biome of the dome consists of a limited number of species. There are representatives of typical desert fauna, primarily arthropods, insects, as well as species native to forest, savanna, and steppe. It's possible the dome was the site of an experiment to create a closed ecosystem via the influence of fields emitted by relics. The mutations observed in both individuals and entire populations begs the question, what if the experiment is still in progress? What if it's ongoing and we're part of it? Entry number 273. At one point, the Mark II servo shell used by Sergeant Draper refused to obey the pilot's commands. The operator was able to exit the shell in time and survive. As for the servo armor, it continued to traverse the floor until it was destroyed by security systems. This was likely an attempt by the dome's automated systems to take control of an unfamiliar device, which accidentally became attuned to the Forefathers' wireless network. Our computer guys call it a virus. I like the biological association, but I don't like what it implies. In future, we must make an allowance for this type of defense mechanism. Search the next office cabinet. Paper. Search the next office cabinet. Nothing.
Be kind, please.
Oh.
Don't touch this.
Right.
It's mine.
Well, that's fine. I'll just search your flower pot then. And take the $5 that also isn't yours. Mechanical repair kit? Yes, please. I'm overweight now, I think. Yeah, 98. I'm going to have to figure out a place to drop some of this off. Hermetically sealed helmet. More researcher's gloves.
Dieter, I won't let you. Just forget about it. This is a very
Be kind.
rare thing. Do you
Please, don't touch
understand?
these. It's
And
mine.
are you still prepared to take this chance?
And what about Curie? What do you say, Ruth?
Curie? Wait, I don't get it. How long did we end up discussing Curie?
Curie, Bruno, von Braun, all of them took risks. You know, Reuben, risk is an inevitable part of scientific research.
Oh dear, I can't believe I fell for it again. Let's get this straight, Dieter. I'm not Pierre.
As you approach, Katarzyna dives for cover behind the glass table with test tubes on it, hiding her face in the usual manner. After a couple of seconds, when she recognizes you, she leans out of her hiding place.
Ah, it's you. See, I'm fine. I got settled. Well, to be honest, not quite settled, but I'm in the middle of it.
Passing through the laboratory, you accidentally witness an argument between two White Wing employees. pale bespectacled man with a beard flails his scrawny arms as if drawing something in the air. But all hell progress, the Capsule Blanca's shampoo of a silicone base. We remove the silicone bit, use it to cover the pointed part of the relic, roll it up in the plastic film, and his opposite shakes his head in annoyance. Dieter, this is not a scientific approach. There is value, but there is an unknown risk factor, which you propose to mitigate with shampoo caps. Seeing you looking at him, he abruptly stops talking.
Hello there.
After an appraising glance, the wipe comes closer. There's a relic in our laboratory that we have to bring to the surface, but it's sensitive to decontamination. My colleague is positive that plastic wrap and silicone caps will protect the artifact from the effects of the gas, but I say it's too risky to rely on such medieval methods. We should just turn off the sprinklers. Well, I can either reprimand them for attempted misconduct or say I'm ready to help. You inform them they're committing a serious offense by removing the relic, an offense which could even be considered a crime. His colleague crosses his arms and grunts with displeasure. This is an experiment for the betterment of science. While your kind strut around in your silver jackets, we've actually been getting things done. Give them a second warning and leave. 5 reputation with white and silver wing. A White Wing employee whispers something, gazing up at the ceiling. He doesn't even notice you. His pale uniform is covered with spots and stains in many different colors. Even the badge with his name is smeared with something pink. Good, I can get rid of some stuff. Let's see. Let's get rid of that extra pair of Argentum gloves. Let's get rid of that extra pair of researcher's gloves. Don't really need a Starfall jetpack, but I have a feeling that's expensive. Don't really need stacks of documents. I wish there wasn't so much... Well, okay, no, I don't wish there wasn't so much useful stuff. But still... Relic shards. More of that stuff. Well... We'll start with that. Might hand them some of the mercury, because I'm not even sure what the volvulus does. Can be used in the production of complex devices and ammunition, though. 6 Agilone capsules. 9 Energon capsules. Oh, I need to find something that I'm not going to need. Empty airgun powerlets. Not going to need them. Fish snacks. Nah. All of that is hunger minus 400. Let's see. Fluff relic. It's muscle minus 1, but encumbrance plus 40. Might come in handy. Handyman's jacket. No, that might come in handy. Worker's belt, sure. Well, since I don't plan to get a addiction, There we go. Encumbrance reduced to 99 at least. And I'm several $100 richer.
How can I help?
Say you were about to ask what kind of forefather points are displayed on the screen of your handheld. Zarus inclines his head with an expression of total surprise. He's very good at looking absolutely bewildered. He shovels up to you like an old man. Aren't you ashamed to be so ignorant? This is the famous research support program. Through widespread cooperation, we're restoring the scientific potential we lost during the incident. You're embarrassingly uninformed. Ask to hear more. You're talking to the right guy. I'm one of the creators of the program. After what happened at Nashville, everything was in complete disarray. Many stations had to be abandoned, and we soon realized there was no longer any means of communication, only the Minerva database. Then someone in the department recalled the old research support program. The White takes a communicator from his pocket and turns the screen towards you. The display shows the number of downloads and the amount of data transferred. And it worked great. They come, they add to the database, and sometimes they scan the most curious things. CRONUS is no more, but its work lives on, though not without the material incentive, of course. Here, look. You get forefather points and CRONUS points for scanning things. Because is there any good reason why we'd call them points of the new committee, right? You trade these points for medicines, chemical reagents, and anything else useful. Ask what you can get in exchange for points. Depends who you're trading with. Most often it's medicine, but sometimes it's weapons, sometimes armor. I've heard some folks will even trade experimental equipment. Everyone has something different to offer. Not only did I come up with this program, I'm also an approved vendor. We can trade. That's just for your information. Okay, let's trade points for some necessities. Which points are we going to spend? Energon, Medkit, Agilone, Arid 3, Radforce Chemical Reagents, or Resuscitation Kit? Switch to Forefathers. Energon, Medkit, same thing. Haven't decided yet, and don't need any of that stuff, really. $60, nothing in the relic case. Can we do anything in the science workbench? No, because I don't have enough. I don't have the right perks for that. I can make some tools, like another Turing auto hacker. Sure, let's do it. Resuscitation kit. Don't need them. And also, am I missing something? No, I can make one. Simple lockpicks. Well, I don't need anything right now. Okay. Office cabinet. Glue and paper. Office cabinet. $50. This terminal contains an array of data on a series of experiments conducted with a single relic. A large number of charts are filled with numbers. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of samples. In the bottom row of the last chart, someone has scribbled, "He's mocking us, I know it." Okay, let's talk to this guy. This graying, effeminate scientist is sunk deep in his thoughts. He's fixated on the screen of his Keras and oblivious to anyone around him. Although the screen is totally blank except for a command line and blinking cursor, the employee's badge reads Akira Okawara, robot technician. Let's see if he has anything. No, nothing I need.
I'm listening.
Oh, please forgive me. The new manipulator is not yet ready. I will have it finished before the end of the week. Silverwing, tell him you can refer him to a psychologist if he cannot cope with the workload. Oh, no, I'm all right. He objects, but his lips betray him with their trembling. Okay, fine. I'm not all right. Forgive my weakness. It is unworthy. Have you heard about Sonora? It's a collapsed warehouse bunker. I sent my robot there, and it hasn't yet returned. And if it hasn't returned, something really dire must have happened. And please, if you happen to pass by Sonora, Well, you never know. Drop in, would you? Perhaps you'll find my robot. I'll drop in if I'm passing by. Sonora's just a short distance away. I'll point it out on your map. Here, right here. Did you memorize it? I'll definitely stop by. Okay, that's great. But how the hell do they expect me to get into the morgue? Give me a second. You have to be White Wing. Otherwise, you have to lockpick the door and move quickly. Got it. Well, great, but I'm not going to do it with this guy standing right there. Oh, that's me, silly. Carefully inspect the corpse. Death can make drastic changes to a person's face, but even with this in mind, the cadaver looks nothing like Enrique. Josh Bigsby, Silver Wing Magellan Station Community Services Curator, cardiac arrest. Okay.
The lock's been broken. Speak quickly.
I hope we
Speak
won't see
quickly.
you again.
Scram.
Hello again.
Question whether the deceased and Eterno are actually related. What do you mean? Look at this, a small above the eyebrow. This is our family crest, and this ring is our family heirloom. I'm even more skeptical now. Do you know what Jesus said about such people? Well, do you? He said, justice shall be served upon those pricks, or something like that. Hey, I got 226 XP, which tells me, yeah, no. Okay, let's save it again. That locker's empty. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Nope. 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 Oh wait, hold on. Body of a large dark-skinned man in a clean blue shirt. None of the people lying in them look like Leighton Langley. Okay, well, that means I'll have to go back there and look elsewhere. A photograph of the dead person is attached to the file along with medical cards. Study the documentation. Josh Bigsby, move away. Another chemistry workbench. Dirt. Search the reagents. Another bottle of alcohol. Okay, well, I guess that's pretty much everything. I don't know if she can see me through that glass door, but I'm going to wait until she's walked away.
Oh, you again.
Yeah, and I'm not giving you that ring either. Aha, a gravity Mobius? Huh, interesting. I'm debating whether or not I should try going out there into the ecozone. But not without making another save, just in case that thing attacks me. A hollow 5. Oh, well, I figure it probably isn't gonna hurt me if Theodore McCready's there. Though the mask hides his features, you immediately know who's standing in front of you. This scientist's clothes shimmer with thousands of blue particles. You've only ever met one person so passionate about microlux, and the name of his badge confirms it. Theodore McCready. Well, he has absolutely no moolah. Continue. He recognizes you too, but doesn't look surprised at all. He nods absently at you. Ask how he survived the incident. Very easily, to tell the truth. I saw Maelstrom, but it didn't affect me at all. The worst thing I endured was a week at the picnic. Melville is an awful cook, you know. Even frying up a cheese pancake is beyond him. I couldn't bring myself to eat his food. Credit where credit's due. Aaron does a good job running the gas station. The picnic is considered to be a very important place in the desert, but still preserves its independence. Find out how he feels about Henrietta Russo. It's easy to criticize ambitious projects to sit around with your feet up questioning the serious researcher. I've got one thing to say to all these critics. Get off Henrietta's back and let her do her job. You're not interested in her work ethic, are you? Well, in regular life, Russo's very funny. She wears colorful socks and likes to tell gross jokes. Find out what he thinks about the emulator project. All reasonable people share the same opinion about the emulator. Everyone has to put aside their doubts and work for the good of the project. If the emulator can't save us, nothing will. Maelstrom will continue to spread, and 30,000 people will have their brains boiled. Ask how his research is going. Very well, actually. I dedicated several years of my life to researching the nature of microlux, and now it's bearing fruit. The microlux is actually created by Mobiuses, but it's not bio-waste. It acts as a tool to form an information field. A speck of microlux isn't just a data point. The information contained in these structures synchronizes when they're within a certain range. In theory, every Mobius under the dome can receive information simultaneously. Ask him how this could be put into action. First, computer networks. Second, optical information transfer. Third, fighting Mobiuses. Fourth, a possible key to describe such data. Fifth, do we need the fifth? What is the Mobius doing here? I'm glad you asked. This is a unique specimen, perhaps the only one under the dome. It shows no signs of aggression at all. The White steps over to the edge of the parapet, and the Mobius runs up to him like a friendly dog. We call him Terry, short for terror. Funny, right?
See you later.
Well, if that's the case... Let's see about these relics. Oof. Don't do that. Relic number 22352. Can't scan that. The Mobius produces a quiet but constant noise. It's the dozens of servo engines motivating its frame. The triangular eyes of the ancient machine slowly begin glowing yellow as you approach. Well, I don't have a Mobius manipulator, relic dust, or a high enough tech, so I can't do anything with it. Yet. Okay, well, that's everything on this floor.
For decontamination to end.
Well, let's see what's in this room. Toolbox, a hammer and a wrench. Boxes. Nothing. A ventilation access and more boxes. And more XP for exploration and for finding... Okay, I don't think there's anything else in here.
Please stand by for decontamination to end.
Oh, let's see. Residential area. I imagine the residential area, I will have quarters or something with one of my boxes so I can put all this extra stuff in it.
Level, -5.
Football?
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage,
None of them seem to have my box in them. That's... And my nose won't stop itching. That's also annoying. Aha! Room number 2 is mine. But I have to talk to someone first, I guess. Yeah, probably Vivian here. Approaching the table where, judging by the plaque, the residential administrator is sitting, you can clearly smell perfume. No, it's not just a smell, it's the smell. Acrid and dense, it hangs over the cluttered desk like a thundercloud. A girl with platinum blonde hair and a doll-like face is working on her manicure in the small space not occupied by dirty mugs. Are you a new employee? I have a fantastic room that's just now been freed up. Do you want it, or what do you want? Well, you have $80. You can have a hammer and a wrench, and I can have 68 of those. Ask what the catch is. What are you talking about? It's just one little favor, 3 little favors, and then you'll have a great room all to yourself. Agree to help in exchange for a room. Vivian shifts a pile of mugs on the table to one side, revealing several crumpled papers, among them the list she was looking for. Wonderful! I'm so glad I finally found someone to help. Let's go over the list. Svetlov, room 7, complains that the TV set doesn't work. Can you fix a TV set? Wonder aloud if there's really no one in all of Magellan Station with the technical know-how to fix a TV set. Of course there is, but everyone's so busy. Oh, Malone in room 6, for example. You can't ask him for anything. You can't even talk to him. He's so rude. What's next on the list? Room 4, jammed door lock. Ask her what you should do if you don't know how to pick locks. You're asking about lock picks? No, I don't have any, and no, I didn't tell you that. What's next? Room 1's occupant says his gold watch was stolen. Think you could find it? Ask her where you should look. I think it's the cleaning staff. Start with them. I'm a tiny and delicate girl, but you can intimidate them easily. Here's another option. Check the surveillance room if they'll let you in, of course. Resnor's a bitch, so better ask Indra. He's a nice guy. Start working on these right away. Well, some of them, at least, will be easy enough after I search your flower pots. It's always $5, and it's always, I don't know, it's got to be like loose change that's fallen into the flower pot or something. I can't think of any other reason there would be money in the flower pots. Well, no one seems to care if you search them, which is great because whatever you find in there is just yours. Oh, hey, this time some Agilone capsules fell in too. Kind of reminds me of that one quest for Kasumi Goto in the Mass Effect series, where you find a chit for 1 credit in the couch of that arms dealer, and yes, that 1 credit does get added to your inventory. Okay, room 4, jam door lock. So, can I pick the lock? Yes, I can. I'm still under the effect of that book. And I'll search your stuff. The dome is your new home again. Ugh. Let's see what Ben has to say.
The stuffy room smells of hot, fabric-based laminate, dust, and broccoli. The bearded, bespectacled guy hunches before 2 terminals. 2 cameras hang above his table. One is directed at the screen, the other on the sitting man's face.
You know, if it also said he had red hair, I'd say they put you in the game, Di.
Never turning from the screen, he points at an empty spot on the table.
Is that my lunch? Great! Put it over there. Hope you weren't cheap with the broccoli.
I don't have a proper nutrition-ready meal. I'm not going to correct him either. Let's see. That does remind me. Reload the damn thing and put it away. How do I holster this thing? Ah, there we go. Let's see. How am I doing on this quest? Let's see, data. Your education in breaking and entering was not in vain. You unjammed the lock to room 4. She has one less problem to be worried about. Pin that so I can keep that up here. Okay. Broken TV set in room 7. Another super color compact teleglass. Well, if I can sell it if nothing else. Crates. Nothing. Pile of papers. Air conditioner? I don't know. Search the crates. You press the power button. The Super Color Galaxy screen shows a series of never-ending black stripes. The TV set is broken. Well, there's text 60, or you can punch the TV set. I'm sure that'll help. Not. The annoying thing about it is that if I had access to my box, I could get one of those magazines that temporarily increases my tech. And fortunately, I can. And I can put away some of this other stuff, too. Let's put the shotgun array for now, because I have this anyway. Okay, let's see what else. Put all that crayfish candy away. Oh yeah, I'm sure that broken nail weighs a ton. Yes, I'm going to open everyone's room. Oh, that one doesn't need it, and that one doesn't need it. Okay, good. Because the thing is, I can grab those scissors and go pick up the torn off badge. Searching the apartment, you found a badge torn from a uniform with the name Gabriel Garcia, the cleaner. Well, that gives me an idea who did it. Fine. Get a free cup of coffee. Canned beans, soda, and some candy. Don't you just love it? Someone stole the guy's ring and you stole everything else. Oh, that reminds me, I was going to look for the magazines. Science plus 20, contraptions plus 15, tech plus 20. How am I doing on tech? 35. It would put me up to 55. Ugh. What did I need to fix that TV? Nope. Can't do it. Not with that I can't. Nope. Fixer won't work. Tech 60. And I only have 35, so the max I would have is 55 unless I have some other item that would increase it even further. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. Let's check my inventory, my stuff again. Over here, please. Okay. Ah, darn it. The engineer's cap doesn't add anything to tech. Pity. Of course, the researcher's gloves aren't helping me much either. Well, at any rate, we are coming up on the 4-hour point, so I think this is as good a point as any to let it go for this session. I wish we could have completed this one and officially gotten this room, but we unofficially got in anyway with the help of a lockpick. So, with that in mind, I want to thank everyone for coming. I really appreciate your support. And have a great rest of your day.